You know, for like 23 minutes, I thought we were going to set a new record for the most viewed video, because that was about to be an all-time rant. Nah, script was already done. That was going to be brutal. Can I take a look? No, you cannot. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about game 49 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 7-2 over the Ottawa Senators, and go into the All-Star break with a big win. And look, it started off bad, and beyond that, it's been a bad month, but I am a man of my word, and we are just going to be over-the-top positive and ignore any possible bad thing about the game. Jacob Trouba is not involved with the game, so we're going to start with that briefly. Jacob Trouba got suspended for last night's elbow in the game against Vegas, and all-time sell job by Las Vegas on that. That's just not a suspension. I'm sorry. The fact that that is 40% as bad as the stunt Brendan Gallagher pulled is a laugh-out-loud joke. There's no other way to put it. That's a meme. Like, this... You're joking. That total sell job is 40% of the Gallagher hit? Are we for real, NHL? But hey, the game itself tonight. It's stereotypical to start with Rangers just shooting the lights out of the Ottawa Senators. But the Senators get on the board first. Brady Tkachuk, off of a turnover in the defensive zone by Keandre Miller, scores right in front on basically a breakaway. Not great. And then it's a power play early in the second period for the Senators, and they get another one. Jacob Chychrun right in front scores, and it's 2-0 Ottawa. And I am squirming in my seat as I watch this happen in real time, thinking, oh man, I'm gonna make maybe the most angry video I've ever made. Something that would very much rival, very few people are gonna remember this, something that could rival the deleted video for the first World Series game back in 2022. Something that is just nuclear. I was gonna go nuclear, and there's no other way to put it. But then, the Rangers, it was as if someone just, like, reminded the Rangers, hey, you're kind of good at hockey. 7 consecutive goals in favor of the New York Rangers after falling down 2-0. First one, Artemi Panarin takes a shot. It's wide of the net. Alexis Lafreniere behind the net collects the rebound and banks it off the pads of Jonas Korpisalo. And the Rangers are on the board. Cool. It's a little bit of life. And at this moment in the group chat I'm in that discusses the New York Rangers, I said something that I think had merit at the time, and I think still has, in the back of my mind, the potential of merit. Because yes, this was an incredible win, and he got a goal right there, but it was still a terrible month, and while this feels great, I'm not going to pretend the past month didn't happen. I said something to the effect of, you might want to listen to calls and offers, or maybe even put feelers out of Chris Kreider. Not because he's been the problem, but because if you're looking for someone on the roster that you could potentially trade, he's probably the most likely, in the sense of, and you might say, well, what about a guy like Barclay Goodrow or some yada yada yada. In terms of people that would make a statement to the team that they have become too complacent, the one that makes the most sense to me is Kreider. But Zibanejad with a pass out to Kreider, he carries into the offensive zone, pretty nothing shot, but it sneaks past Korpisalo, and the Rangers tie the game up at 2 apiece. Cool. And then, like 30 seconds after that, the Rangers have the puck. It was a turnover, I believe, forced by Trocheck. Panarin carries into the offensive zone. Unbelievable sauce pass over to Zach Jones, of all people. His first of the season, and the Rangers have a 3-2 lead. Like, oh my god, they have a lead. And they came storming back to do it. It was wild. And then it continues to get more wild because they're passing it around, and Johnny Brodzinski with a tip-in from Zach Jones. Zach Jones had a 2-point night. Are you joking? Brodzinski scores. The Rangers have a 4-2 lead. And then a unreal pass from Mika Zibanejad over to Blake Wheeler in the waning minutes of the second period. Beautiful finish from Blake Wheeler, his 9th of the year, and the Rangers have a 5-2 lead. Then you have Artemi Panarin. This is very late in the third period now. The Rangers look pretty okay in the third period. But late in the third, Panarin on the empty net scores. It's his 30th of the year. For reference, his career high in goals is 32. There are 30 games left, guys. Look, more than that, actually. Like, Panarin's going to shatter it. 50 is, again, I can't stress this enough. 50 goals are in play for Artemi Panarin this year. But he scores. It's 6-2. And then there's a little bit of a scrum. There were a lot of scrums in this. Surprisingly chippy game tonight for the Rangers and Senators. But it's a little bit after the empty netter. Brzezinski, I believe it was a rebound collected by Capo Kakko. Scores. It's his 5th of the year. Kakko putting together a couple of goals since coming back. Not too shabby there. I think the top 9 was kind of set. I think that's probably where it's going to end up shaking out, where Kakko's on the third line and Wheeler's on the top line, because since they moved them back, it's kind of... Top line looked a bit better tonight. But the Kakko goal makes it 7-2 in the Rangers with a 5-goal victory heading into the All-Star break. This was not... It sounds dumb because it was a 7-2 victory. This was not a flawless game by the New York Rangers, and they did get outshot. Quick had to make some really big saves, especially in the first period. They could have left the first period down 3-0 very easily. Like, this game could have started probably 3-0 on the first 3 Ottawa shots, which is insane to think about. So things that I have complained about in the past were still present tonight. Quick made some massive saves. The offense bailed them out. The offense looked out of this world. I understand it's Ottawa. They are not a good team as far as NHL standards. This is a feel-good victory. Every line was getting in on it. The fourth line at least had some action. The third line had a couple of goals with Kakko and Brzezinski. The second line was great. You had the Zach Jones goal. You had the empty netter for Panarin. You had the first goal for Laffy. The first line had a couple. Everyone got to do something. The defense was missing 2 incredibly important pieces to its defense, and they still were able to get a victory, including getting Zach Jones in on it. And there's a problem here because the Rangers have 6 defensive spots, and Zach Jones looked damn good tonight. Like, his best game as a Ranger easily. And it's one game, but that's going to be an awkward conversation to have in a little bit of the future because, well, the way the Rangers have hit the skids this month, they're not really in a position to not have the best possible lineup on the ice every single night. This was not perfect, but this is a game that they can feel good about. They potted 7 goals in a row after falling down. They get to feel good about the comeback. They get to feel good about holding the lead in the third period. They get to feel good about just running the score up on a team. There are things I wish could have been done better, but I am far be it for me to, at this moment in time, following what has happened over the past couple weeks for the New York Rangers, I am just going to shut my mouth, be happy about the 7 goals, be happy about a massive win, and go into the All-Star break incredibly happy for the New York Rangers. We're just gonna put it off. This is something happened at the workplace on December 23rd. Not my problem. I'll get to it later on. And that's all I have to say for the evening. The Rangers do not play again until after the All-Star break, so it'll be a little bit of time before I see you guys again, unless something happens via trade, but I highly doubt that. So until we meet again, which will probably be about a week or so, that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.